We're the largest certified development company in the state of Nebraska. It's May 9th, 2024. Thought we'd touch base with everybody today and let you know what's been going on at NEDCO, give you the good news about loan volume, loan closings, and introduce you to the staff one more time. So we have Todd Mulliner, longtime employee here, who's our general counsel and president of operations. Jason Culver on the right is chief of credit. Will Sailors, loan officer. And Andrew Schnorr, our coordinator and technician today, is our portfolio manager. So we have, I'm going to let the credit guys start off here right away. And NEDCO has been experiencing quite a surge in activity, slowed down a little bit at the end of 2023, and now it has picked up in a number of different sectors. So Jason, let's start with you, and then we'll go to Will about current projects and where you're seeing the activity.
Yeah, we have seen a recent uptick in loan interest. We're getting quite a few people who are leasing looking to buy. That's probably the number one comment I'm finding recently is businesses that are already in their building just looking to secure it. I know I had one customer who had a purchase clause built into their lease agreement, and they're looking to enact it. So
very good.
Good way to secure your building and not have to worry about paying rent to somebody else and pay it to yourself instead.
Sure is. Yeah. Well, Jason, a recent uptick in Will in lodging hotel project here in the state of Nebraska.
Yeah, there really has been. We kind of see a lull in the hospitality loans during COVID, and everybody was just kind of holding tight for the time being, trying to ride it out. And now we're really starting to see some of those hotels move hands.
Sure. Mm-hmm. And Will, you've had a recent hotel project. Where was that?
Yeah, that was up in Omaha. Glad to see the hotels coming back and being active. One thing that we're seeing with hotels in particular, usually a borrower doesn't own one hotel, they'll own a lot or own pieces of a lot. And the new SBA affiliate rules, I won't take you through the exact intricacies of the flow chart that we use to screen things out and decide what is an affiliate and what's not, but that has really helped cut down on a lot of the paperwork. Is the SBA's new rules on affiliates getting rid of a lot of that. It really helps, especially with those guys who are serial entrepreneurs. So we're not collecting 50 tax returns for an application in most cases now. So that's really been helping things out.
Sure. And then Jason, back to you just for a second. Event centers, wedding venues, those type of facilities. NEDCO's done a number of those in the past, and we're seeing another increase in activity in that sector.
Yeah, we have. We've always been active in that industry, but we're seeing it continue at a strong pace. There's a lot of interest in it. Both in newly completed projects that we participated in, and we're continuing to see applications roll in for new facilities. And a lot of them are getting booked out well in advance. So the demand is there in the market.
Sure. Well, we'll move on to you, Todd. Todd's is an attorney, and he's our loan closer. He's our chief of operations. Wears a number of different hats here, and Todd's been very steady with the loan closings. And
yes,
Todd, can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, we had a closing portfolio or pipeline of 80 during the last few years, even 90 last few years, and we were doing such high loan volume. And the vol in new loans has been good for the loan closing side. Jennifer's put in a lot of work to reduce that number over the last 6-8 months from the high 90s down into the 50s and high 40s, which is good news for people that are in that pipeline. If you are in that pipeline, it's a good time. We can help turn around your loan closing in short time.
Sure.
We're in an excellent position for that. We're still closing and funding, 3 to 5 on a normal month. So we've really worked hard to reduce that pipeline over the last 6-8 months, and now have it to a very manageable, historically normal number,
Sure.
to a volume that we're set up to deal with and manage really practically.
Sure. Todd, just a guess, but how many loans do you think you've closed in your career in 504?
Boy, if you did, almost 20 years, a little bit
20
less,
years.
almost 20 years. And if we did 40, it's a pretty normal year for us, sometimes more,
Yeah.
sometimes less. So
We can do the math. That's
get you over 800.
You're approaching 1,000.
Yeah, it's got to be close
Yeah.
to that number for sure.
Yeah. Todd's a national expert in that. I will mention one thing, and I'll have Todd to speak to it just very briefly, but we had a series of tornadoes here in Nebraska recently, devastating tornadoes that did an incredible amount of damage. And NEDCO has a current portfolio of about 400 loans, and remarkably, we and Todd does all the servicing. We have so far one building that was completely flattened. But other than that, we have not had any servicing issues as a result of those tornadoes in the Elkhorn, Omaha, Lincoln, Waverly region.
That's right. I kind of expected to hear more. That was the first thing that came to mind when I heard about the event, is that we we're going to be helping borrowers, and that might still come. But as of now, we have had one completely devastated, and we're in the process of doing everything we can to help them, the little bit we can help them survive and thrive through this.
Sure. And I know you've been working with the borrower and the bank, and there's going to have to be some special attention paid to structure and to get these people back up and running.
That's right. We're going to work with the bank and the borrower to get them the financing they need to rebuild and get the hazard insurance funds taken care of. So yeah, some unique problems there that we're eager to help them resolve quickly.
Sure, get everybody back to work.
That's right.
Right. Yep. And then Andrew Schnorr, if you look at the website, Andrew Schnorr is the portfolio manager. So if you're sending in your tax return, which is one of the requirements here, your proof of hazard insurance, and that those functions, those all go to Andrew Schnorr. His phone number and his contact information can be found at the website, which is nedcoloans.org, nedcoloans.org, and his name is Andrew Schnorr. So in conclusion, let's talk a little bit. Everybody calls and they ask about interest rates. And the NEDCO debentures are pegged off of the 10-year Treasury note. So Will and Jason, let's talk about interest rates currently, and where are things going?
Yeah, I think going into this year, the prevailing winds were saying, well, the Fed is going to drop the rates at least a few times. And based on the job market and inflation and a number of factors, well, that just hasn't happened. And now the prevailing theory is we're not going to have any Fed rate cuts this year. And so, while the Fed rate is different from the 10-year Treasury rate, they do go hand in hand, which again trickles through to our rate that we publish. Sure. And so ours has mostly held steady. There's been some ups and downs, and that just goes with the market itself, as demand for the 10-year Treasury has kind of gone up and down as well. We've seen some shorter term rates increase above the 10-year as well. So as far as our rate goes, we're probably looking to stay steady for the rest of this year. Again, maybe with some small ups and downs along the way.
Sure. Will, your thoughts on interest rates?
Yeah, we kind of been bouncing around between that 650 and 7%. We're now kind of down more towards the 650, which is still a pretty steep discount from the prime rate, which is around 8.5 currently. So the 504 option does help take some of that pressure off of the higher interest rate environment, helps that debt service, and that is where we are seeing most of the banks around that 8.5% range.
Sure.
So we all hope they come down in the future, but we never know what those Fed governors and are going to do. But yeah, we're hanging in there, and 504 helps take the pressure off of the higher rates out there.
Sure, sure. Well, wrapping up here, NEDCO's doing loans. We're open for business. We are doing loans. We'll do everything we can to get you through and get you funded. Once again, it's NEDCO, NEDCO, NEDCO Loans. Contact any one of our loan officers. Go to the website and visit with them. They'll step you through it. And we'd like to thank everybody for viewing today, and have a great day. Thanks.